We cannot change the past. There are deterministic webs that stitch up the past and the present. The most obvious example is the man who travels back in time and kills his grandmother. If he did so, he wouldn't have existed in the first place. This, of course, is a paradox. Time, therefore, has to protect the past. This is what Stephen Hawking described in his chronology protection hypothesis. Past events must happen as they have happened. We may not always like it, but unless we learn to accept it, the very notion of time travel will remain forever out of our reach.
Miss Turner.
Professor Bernstein.
Yes. I must say I greatly enjoyed your lecture, with reservations, and I agree with you about the immutability of time.
Thank you.
Of course, it's all hypothetical. Despite your father's remarkable work, time travel will never actually be achieved.
If you say so, Professor Bernstein.
Yes.
Shooting in the Albemarle Arcade. We go live to our reporter, Chris Wimble.
The man who has been...
Miss Turner.
Excuse me, can you turn that up?
Slade. And behind me I can see paramedics rushing him to intensive care. Slade is currently at St. David's, where he is awaiting major surgery. His assailant has been identified as John Crowley, a known criminal with several convictions for violent assault and armed robbery. Police have not yet issued a statement, but we anticipate receiving one within the next few hours.
There's a detective, Slade. He was shot by a man called Crowley. Now, he's been brought here.
Are you a relative?
No, I'm a friend. How is he?
What's his name again?
Slade, Jeff Slade.
He's still in trauma, I'm afraid.
When was he shot?
I'm sorry?
When did Crowley shoot him? What was the exact time?
It was 6 o'clock.
Exactly 6 o'clock.
Yes, madam.
No, Danny, I'm sorry.
I mean, you can't talk to me. You just did.
Did I?
Yeah, you came in just now. Hey, how did you do that?
Nice carpet, Danny. Eight o'clock.
Will DS Sharp come to interview room 2? DS Sharp to interview room 2.
Frank, have you seen Slade?
You just missed him. Yeah, I thought you had the day off today.
Where did they go?
Clifton Street. Some artist was murdered last night. Was stabbed in the back or shot or something. I don't know. The chief went down with the whole bunch of them.
Including Slade?
Nah, he was late. As usual. He followed on.
His name's Ken Jabara. He's inside. So is the chief.
Found the dead body yet, Morris? I'll give you a clue. It's the one that isn't breathing.
Nice of you to show up, Slade.
Morning, Chief.
You're late.
Not as late as him. What's happened?
Time of death was about 10 o'clock last night. Shot in the back of the head while he was working. Probably didn't hear anything.
Any signs of forced entry?
No. No, front door was locked. Garden door was open. Through there.
So whoever it was could have come in from there and...
Exactly.
Any of these actually sell?
We're talking about Ken Jabara, Slade. Don't you ever read the newspapers?
Only do the crossword.
He was probably the most exciting new artist of his generation. Certainly the most expensive. These pictures are worth thousands. Well, tens of thousands now that he's dead.
Any of them missing?
Morris?
They're all here, Chief.
How do you know?
Jabara kept a catalogue. They're all in here.
What about this one?
Oh, that's an empty frame, Slade.
Yeah, very observant. But it might have had a painting in it last night. There's a brush in his hand.
All right, that one isn't in here. Yet.
It doesn't look like there's going to be either. No title, no description. If you're going to nick a painting, wouldn't that be the one to choose?
You better move fast on this, Slade. If this gets out, it's going to be front page news. Above the crossword. Morris?
Who reported the death?
The guy who lives next door. He heard the shot and called us. His name's Kelly. Keeps cats.
Mr. Kelly, how long have you lived next door to Mr. Jabara?
Oh, well, I've been here 30 years. He only come, what, 10 years ago? Oh, you are getting heavy, Kenneth.
What exactly did you hear last night?
Well, I've already said. I was just seeing to Hattie. She's got an ear infection. And I heard a shot. Must have been about 9:45.
And you're sure it was a gunshot? I mean, how do you know it wasn't a car backfiring?
I know the sound of a shot. 10 years in the army. Came from next door.
And what did you do?
Well, I went in there because that's where the phone is and called you lot. And I came back in here, lit a fag, and that's when I saw her.
Who?
She was coming out of Jabara's. She was carrying something. About as big as that. Then she hurried down the road, and that was it. The police arrived a few minutes later.
Thanks. So what do we know about Ken Jabara, then?
I think I can help you there, Slade. He was very much part of the school of abstract expressionism, influenced by the Russian artist Kazimir Malevich. His works are characterized by a formal simplicity and a bimorphic form language, which some people think he borrowed from Yves Tanguy.
Nicky, can we have some personal details, please? I doubt very much whether he was murdered because someone didn't appreciate his bimorphic form language.
He was married and divorced acrimoniously, by all accounts. He was stinking rich, but mean with it.
Right. What about the ex-Mrs. Jabara?
She owns a shop on the Westmore Road.
Right.
Oh, it was a woman Kelly saw.
Good work, Nicky. Hang on a minute. Hi.
Hi.
What are you doing down here?
I heard about the murder.
I think you had the day off today. Some sort of conference, wasn't it? Mad Scientists Anonymous.
No, it was cancelled.
Was it?
Professor Bernstein, the organiser, he couldn't make it, so I came back to work.
Well, you didn't need to come down here. We'd have sent any evidence up to the lab.
Is there any evidence?
No, not yet.
Well, I'm not needed down there then, am I?
Do you want to help?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah, of course.
Why didn't you say so in the first place? Come on. His name was Jabara. Do you know him?
No.
Oh, you surprised me. He was probably the most exciting artist of his generation.
Where are you going?
Where do you think we're going? We're going to your flat.
No. No, stop the car.
What do you mean?
Just do it.
Holly.
I didn't mean time travel. That's not what I meant.
Well, what did you mean? How else can you help me? We go back in time, we see who pulled the trigger, and we solve the murder.
No.
Hang on. You cancel your day off. You turn up at the scene of the crime before you've been assigned to the case, and you come looking for me. If you don't want to use the machine, why are you here?
I can't use the machine, even if I did want to.
Why not?
It's the gravity simulator. There's a malfunction in the booster circuits.
How long will it take to fix it?
It'll take me a month just to pay for the parts.
Okay, fine. I'll drop you at the office.
No.
What?
Well, I thought I'd stick with you. Why not? It's my day off.
You want to stick with me?
Yeah.
Fine. I'm going to go and see Jabara's wife.
So he's dead? What's that got to do with me? I didn't kill him.
When did you last see him?
I don't know.
A week ago? A month ago?
Maybe a couple of weeks. These days I only get to talk to Ken through his solicitor.
Oh, you're trying to come to a settlement.
I'm trying to get what's rightfully mine. Ken had perfected a system of non-cooperation. I'd have got what I wanted in the end, if I hadn't starved to death in the process.
So you weren't at your husband's studio last night?
Ex-husband.
Sorry.
I told you. No.
Do you have a key?
To the studio? I may still have it. I don't know. Anyway, it's probably changed all the locks.
Did your ex-husband have any enemies, Mrs. Jabara?
He certainly didn't have any friends.
Was there anyone close to him?
The only people close to Ken were the people who bought his work. You should talk to Brett Levinson.
Who's that?
Just a dealer. He was always in and out of the place. Bought everything he could lay his hands on.
Do you know where we can find him?
Sure. The Yellow Pages. It's got a gallery.
Did your ex-husband know a man named Crowley?
Who?
Crowley.
No, I never heard that name.
Crowley?
It's just a name I heard. So, what now?
Wait in the car. I'm just going to make a phone call. Yes, good morning. I wonder if you can help me. Can I speak to Professor Bernstein, please?
Yes, sir, he's right here. Professor Bernstein?
Yes. Yes.
Professor Bernstein.
This is he. Who is this speaking?
Ah, I'm glad you're there. I was told you might not make it.
No, I have no plans to miss the conference.
What about Holly Turner? Is she there?
Yes. I believe she's our next speaker. Do you wish to speak to her?
No, that's fine. I'll call back. Thank you.
Extraordinary.
What was that about?
There's been a development.
Anything serious?
No. Certainly surprised, though.
Hello, Mike.
Asia?
So, what was that about?
What was what about?
Phone.
Oh, that. Nothing. Just Professor Bernstein telling me that you were at the conference. Oh, hang on a minute. You're also here. Must have got it wrong.
You spoke to Bernstein?
Yeah. He didn't cancel and your machine isn't broken. You've time travelled, haven't you?
How did you guess?
You didn't exactly make it difficult. I saw the watch. What's going on?
I can't tell you.
You told me you weren't going to use the machine again. Not to solve crimes.
Yes?
So what's different about the death of Ken Jabara?
It's not Jabara. It's you.
Me? Something's going to happen to me?
Yes.
Well, would you mind telling me what exactly? I take it I'm not about to win the lottery.
I can't tell you. Look, I wish I could. But I have to think of the consequences.
What consequences?
All right, I tell you to cross that street. And you do as I say, then a car swerves to avoid you, and everyone in the car is killed. Now, that is my fault. I have killed them. We're not alone, Slade. Everyone's destiny is tied up together. I mean, I shouldn't even be here talking to you.
So why are you here?
Yeah, you're right. I shouldn't be here.
Well, wait a minute. I'm not going to let you out of my sight now.
Please.
Who is Crowley? Has he got something to do with Ken Jabara?
Who?
The artist. I'm investigating his murder.
I don't know.
Well, Jabara's wife didn't know who he was. So maybe his dealer will. Is it a heart attack? Car crash? Do I get attacked by a berserk jeweller? Because if so, I don't think we should be waiting out here.
I don't know who he is.
I don't understand you, Holly. If you're not going to tell me anything, why did you bother travelling back?
Because I had to.
Serious, isn't it?
Yes, Slade, it's serious. Now, let's go and find this dealer.
I heard it on the news. I have to say it's a great loss to the art world, an incalculable loss. Jabara was at the peak of his powers.
How do you feel about it personally, Mr. Levinson?
Personally?
Did you know him?
Hardly at all.
But you have been to his studio?
I bought from him, yes.
According to his wife, you were in and out all the time.
Out rather faster than I was in. He wasn't a sociable man, Mr. Slade. I'm sure Louise will be the first to tell you that. There was a lot of animosity between them.
What will his death do to his prices?
Well, of course, they're right.
By how much?
It's impossible to say.
According to Jabara's catalogue, you recently paid him £90,000 for a set of 3 paintings, the Red Circles.
Oh, yes, that was a couple of months ago.
Do you still have them?
I wish I did. As you can see, I have nothing by Jabara now.
So where are they?
I sold them. It was a Saudi Arabian gentleman, a cash purchase.
Is that usual?
Entirely so. These days, art has itself become a form of currency, and rather more reliable than the standard financial market.
So you've no idea how much his paintings would be worth now?
It depends on how the markets react. The news of his death.
What about Crowley?
I'm sorry?
Do you know a man called Crowley?
I think he's hiding something.
Why should I be worried about Jabara when I'm worrying about what's going to happen to me? Please tell me what you know.
I can't.
OK, I'm out of here. What's to stop me jumping on the next plane to South America?
Well, that's great. And what happens if Crowley turns out to be the pilot? I don't know who he is, Slade, and by me trying to help you, I could push you right into his hands. I mean, he could be anyone.
What?
The guy in black, that's Crowley.
No, come on.
We mustn't lose him.
He's gone.
We'll have to find him, Slade.
Why? Holly, come on, tell me. Who is he?
He's a man who's going to shoot you.
What?
He's the man who's going to shoot you. 6 o'clock today, you're going to get shot, and there's nothing we can do about it.
What do you mean you can't find him?
I mean, I don't know where he is, Chief.
I know what you mean, Robson. I didn't mean that. It was a rhetorical question.
Oh, right.
Right. Slade ought to be here. Morris?
We may have got something, Chief. Louise Jabara, the ex-wife.
What about her?
We found these letters searching through Jabara's studio. They're from her. They make interesting reading.
Go on.
Ken, I have written to you. I have rung you a dozen times, but you still refuse to even acknowledge I exist. You ignore my solicitor.
The entire letter, Morris. Get to the point.
Well, she threatens to kill him. Look, here and here.
So why isn't she in here being questioned?
Well, that's down to Slade.
Well, I'm sure he knows what he's doing, Chief.
Oh, really, Robson? And what exactly do you think that is?
Well, I don't know, actually.
Right. Well, I want you both to go out and search Louise Jabara's home and then her place of work. There is still one canvas to be accounted for.
Yes, Chief.
And find Slade.
Yes, Chief.
So you got it? Nice guy? Nasty guy.
You want me to be the nasty guy?
What are you so worried about?
I'm not meant to be here. At the moment, I am here and at the conference. How do you think I explain that?
What about me? I'm investigating my own shooting. I don't think that would be too easy to explain. Are you sure it was a mugshot you saw?
Yeah, I saw it on the news.
Well, it should be on here then.
Crowley with an O.
There we are. John Crowley, age 35. Burglary, armed robbery, aggravated assault, GBH. He's been in and out of prison all his life. More in than out.
Yeah, but he's out now.
Let's go and say hello.
Look, maybe this is exactly the wrong thing to be doing. Maybe you should be trying to avoid him, not trying to meet him.
I don't want to meet him. I just want to find out who he is.
And then what?
And then I'll avoid him. No, he's not in.
So what now? You can't break in.
Not with 6 locks on the door. Hang on a minute.
Slade?
Might be able to get in through the window.
You can't climb up there.
Why not?
It's too far. You're going to break your neck.
Just keep your eye on the front door.
You could have got yourself killed.
I'm going to be shot at 6 o'clock tonight, remember? If I'd have fallen, it couldn't have happened, could it?
Not necessarily.
But very probably. So what's in here?
What are you looking for?
Something to tie him in with Ken Jabara.
Jabara?
I'm investigating his murder. According to you, Crowley had a particular interest in me, so why else would he shoot me?
I'm not sure it's that easy.
Meaning?
What was your first connection with Crowley? When was the first time you heard his name? It was me. I told you. I'm trespassing on the past. I should never have come.
Well, then let's split up.
No.
Why not?
Because I'm worried about you. Okay? Is that what you want to hear?
Ah. Oh, well, it'll make a great subject for a thesis when you get back to your own time zone.
I wish I knew what I was looking for.
Something to do with Jabara. Something to do with art.
Look at this.
Campbell and Moore, Sutherland, Starger. Just a list of names.
Yeah, but he circled one. Sutherland.
Sutherland.
I'm sure that means something. I've seen it somewhere.
Crowley?
Who are you? What are you?
I'm with the police. You're under arrest, Crowley.
Oh, what for?
What for? For the murder of Ken Jabara.
Do you deny writing these letters to your husband?
You threatened to kill him?
Twice.
They're just words.
I still think it's quite a coincidence. You send these letters on the 14th and just 2 days later...
Look, if I was going to murder him, do you think I'd have written to him to advertise
found
it?
this sitting around the back.
Can you explain this, Mrs. Jabara?
My ex-husband gave it to me.
Then why hide it?
This shirt? What's this on the sleeve? This isn't paint.
It's blood.
So, what were you doing at Levinson's place? Levinson's Fine Art? Did you ever hear of Ken Jabara? Were you anywhere near his studio at 10 o'clock last night? Have you got something against me? Have we met before? Okay, fine. Don't want to talk. It's okay. There we are, Frank. That's the charge sheet. I'll talk to him again in the morning.
OK, Slade.
Did he say anything?
He didn't need to. I can keep him here for 24 hours. It's 2:40 now, so he's not going to be shooting anyone at 6 o'clock.
I don't know.
You think he had a twin brother? I think his dad wants to shoot him.
No, it was him.
Well, then we've got nothing to worry about, have we? What time have you got to be back at the machine?
I travelled at 7:15.
Right, plenty of time to celebrate. You've done it. Changed the past. I'm safe.
All right, I'll tell you the truth. I went to the studio at about 9:45.
That's when your husband was shot.
I heard something. I thought it was a car. I still had the keys to the front door, so I let myself in. I don't know what I was going to do, argue with him, shout at him. But when I got in, he was already dead.
So what did you do then?
I went over to him. That must have been when I got blood on my shirt.
You didn't call the police?
I was going to. But then I saw the painting and I thought, why not? I wasn't in the will. I knew I wasn't going to get anything from him. And so... I only took what was rightfully mine.
Morris?
She did it, Chief.
For once, I'm inclined to agree with you. Right, Frank. I need a charge sheet. Louise Jabara.
The Jabara case, Chief?
Mm-hmm.
That's not possible.
Why not?
Well, Mr. Slade made an arrest a short while ago. John Crowley. I've got his charge sheet here.
Let me see that.
Where is Slade? He left a while ago.
This is all nonsense. There's nothing to link Jabara with this man Crowley. How did Slade get this? Assault, illegal entry. Has he gone out of his mind? I want this man released immediately. And find Slade.
Have a safe journey home, Mr. Crowley. And don't worry about the fare. We've paid.
Ascending arrow by the late Ken Jabara. The price is now at £300,000. Do I hear 350? Thank you, sir. £350,000. 400. 425. Thank you, sir. 450.
Slade, there's Levinson.
Selling at 450,000. Thank you.
Reserve price was only £40,000.
£400,000. It's quite a price rise.
I'm afraid it's inevitable, really. Mr. Jabara wasn't the most prolific of painters, and with his unexpected death... Are you a collector?
No, I came with someone who is, though, Brett Levinson.
Oh, yes. Mr. Levinson used to do a lot of business with us.
Used to?
Well, it's fairly common knowledge. Mr. Levinson made some unwise investments. I understood he was no longer dealing.
Are we going back to the arcade?
I want to talk to Levinson about those paintings.
Red circles?
If he paid £30,000 each for them then, it's probably worth about...
£900,000.
I'd like to find out a little bit more about the guy who bought them. What's the time?
It's 5 o'clock. Why, what are you thinking?
1 hour until Crowley doesn't shoot me.
Afternoon, sir. No alarms. Don't even move. I want the diamonds now.
What about Louise Jabara?
What about her?
She had every reason to hate her ex-husband. There's still that missing picture.
You think she killed him?
Well... Slade.
What?
The jewellery shop.
We haven't got time to go shopping.
No, the name.
Sutherland.
Sutherland. That was in Crowley's books. Kemble and Moore. Sutherland. Star. They must all be jewellers.
And this must have been the one he decided to rob.
So funny.
Well, don't you see? When we saw him before here, he was obviously casing the joint.
Slade.
Crowley!
Crowley!
Drop the gun, Crowley! I mean it!
Nobody move! What are you doing here? What do you want? Shut up! Shut up! Get back!
All right, what's happened?
It's a jewel robbery, Chief. Or it was. The target was cornered and now he's taking hostages in there.
Anyone know who he is?
Yes, Chief.
Well?
It's Crowley.
Crowley?
Yes, Chief, the guy Slade arrested. The one you released. Slade's here, too.
Would you mind telling me what's going on?
Why did you let Crowley go?
Because he'd done nothing wrong.
Well, he's done something wrong now.
Yes, Slade, but usually we wait for someone to commit a crime before we arrest them. It's normal police procedure.
We've got the phone link, Chief.
Call him.
Mummy, I want to go home.
Please, my sons are frightened. You don't need to hold them.
Be quiet.
I'm a wealthy man. The police aren't going to do anything while I'm here. Let my wife and sons go.
Be quiet.
Please, don't antagonize him. May I answer it? I rather think it'll be the police.
Go.
Hello? Yes, this is Brett Levinson. Yes, we are. There are 5 of us. Yes, he is. They want to talk to you.
All right, Crowley, this is Kate Grisham, and I'm in charge. You've nowhere to go, so you might as well put down your gun before I'm forced to open fire.
Oh, that's right. Don't alarm him.
What? Why? Yes, he is here. He says he'll negotiate, but only with you. He wants you in the shop.
Look, I'd love to help, Chief, but I'm not trained in hostage negotiation.
Well, I'm not sure that's relevant.
Wait a minute, you've got a dozen men here. You don't need me. Send in Nicky or Morris.
You're the one who arrested him. You're the one he wants to see.
Well, tough. You can talk to someone else.
He says if he doesn't talk to you, he's going to start shooting. Now, there's a woman and 2 kids in there. Are you really going to walk away from this?
You can't go in there. He's going to shoot you.
Won't talk to anyone else.
Well, he'll have to.
No. No, for once, Grisham's right. This is my fault. Crowley was on the edge. I pushed him over.
I'm coming in with you.
You can't risk it. You've got to get back to the machine. Besides, anything could happen in there.
No, we know exactly what is going to happen in there.
Well, you should be pleased with yourself. At least you proved your point. Can't change the past. First law of time, right?
Do you think that matters now?
Go back to the machine, Holly. Go back to your own time zone. There's nothing you can do here.
I can't just walk out on you.
It's all you can do.
Ready?
Yes, Chief.
Now, don't try anything clever. Just see if you can talk him out of there.
That's exactly what I'm going to do.
Good.
Are you going to be okay, Slade?
Sure. What time is it?
6:45.
It would be.
In!
Let the family go first, Crowley. You've got me, you've got Levinson. Let them go first.
OK. Go. In!
They're moving inside.
I arrest you, and now you've got me, Crowley. So that makes us even.
Shut up. Why did you tell him just to release a family? Why not me?
Women and children first, Brett. Where's your sense of adventure?
What are they doing?
Window shopping?
Well, what's in there?
Nothing, just storage.
Well, open it.
It doesn't go anywhere.
Open it.
There's no point.
Open it.
What's this, Levinson? Your bargain basement?
It's storage.
So what now?
I don't know. I don't know. I need time to think.
I thought you said there was no way out of here.
There isn't.
Out that window.
Levinson! Drop it!
There's been a gunshot. Repeat, a single gunshot.
Who is it? Robson. Is it Slade?
Don't believe it. She got it wrong.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Slade.
Ken Jabara, the pictures.
That's right, Mrs. Slade. Red circles.
Stop! Robson, take this! Robson, get an ambulance! Go on, quick! Quick! Quick!
The man who has been shot has been identified as Detective Jeffrey Slade, and behind me I can see paramedics rushing him to intensive care. I see they're bringing out a second body. According to first reports, he's been identified as a known criminal, John Crowley.
I shot Crowley. I didn't mean to, but...
What exactly happened, Mr. Levinson?
The police officer, Slade, managed to grab hold of Crowley. There's a fight. There's nothing I could do. The gun went off.
So Crowley shot Slade?
Yes. Then Crowley dropped the gun and I snatched it. I didn't know what I was doing. I aimed the gun at Crowley and I fired it.
Holly, how'd it go?
What?
Was that big talk of yours you said you were giving today?
Oh, yes.
What was it all about?
I was outlining a theory, a scientific theory. All my work, everything I believe in is based on it.
So, how'd it go?
I was proved right.
I'm ringing about the police officer they just brought in. Is he going to be all right?
I'm his brother.
He's still very unstable, I'm afraid. We're waiting to operate.
Thank you.
Excuse me, where can I find Slade?
I'm sorry, didn't you just leave?
What?
You asked about Mr. Slade, then you ran out.
Well, I've come back. Levinson?
You?
Levinson!
Okay, boys, it's all yours. You're right.
Slade?
Where's the babes, then? Levinson had to kill me. When I saw the 3 red circles down in his basement, he knew that I'd realized he'd lied. And after that, everything would make sense.
So Levinson killed Jabara because of the paintings?
He was going out of business. All he had was the 3 red circles. He paid $90,000 for them, and with Jabara dead...
They'd be worth almost $1 million.
He came in the back way into Jabara's studio. He shot him. And then a few moments later, Louise Jabara came in through the front door. And the rest we know.
Do we?
Think about it, Morris.
So, why the elaborate pretense, the hospital and all of that?
Because I didn't have anything on him. Not for Jabara's murder, and certainly not for my own. So, when I came to, I set a little trap.
You pretended to be hurt so that Levinson would be forced to come back and finish you off.
Then why weren't you killed?
Yeah, that's a good question. Levinson must have fired at point-blank range.
He did. But I had this in my pocket. It's Crowley's notebook. A couple of inches of leather and paper. It's funny. I had a feeling he was going to try and kill me. And in the end, he saved my life.
It's all very well and good, Slade. But why did you arrest Crowley in the first place?
Intuition. I owe you.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do. You saved my life. You and the machine. If you hadn't travelled back...
No, I didn't save your life. I nearly got you killed.
No, that's not true. Because I wouldn't have had that book in my pocket if it wasn't for you.
You don't understand. If it wasn't for me, you wouldn't have got shot.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're right. Because if it wasn't for you, I would never have heard of Crowley. And if I hadn't gone after him...
You wouldn't have been shot.
Looks like you owe me.
Wait a minute.
That's okay. If a case comes up and I think you and the machine can help...
Forget it, Slade.
I'll be in touch.